You said in your book, The Bomb Life, which is a memoir, you said you talk about putting yourself out there because this was a constant, just like take a deep breath, put myself out there into the fashion world. And you said, while I was smiling for the camera, I had people telling me I couldn't dress, that I was obese, and I had man hands and man feet. I was told to get a breast reduction, butt enhancement, and lipo. But even with the negativity, I kept putting my picture up. I swallowed deep as I pressed publish.
Yeah. It's important. First of all, people on the internet are savage.
Ooh, baby.
Okay?
Listen.
I've stopped I don't read comments. I don't know who reads comments. If you do, God
I do
bless
sometimes,
you.
yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah, I do.
It's interesting because my business partner, he'll sometimes look and he'll be like, they're nice, and I'm like, okay, great. But
Yeah.
for me, ignorance is bliss. I don't want to know anymore, even if I'm sure people are nice. But back in the day when people had a little bit more anonymity, it might have just been one person who came back, commenting with a different name, but people were very, very harsh. But I knew the reason I started to put myself out there, I never wanted to be the face of my business, but I noticed that there were bloggers who were getting opportunities to go to fashion shows and had all these different opportunities because they were the faces of their brands. And I knew that we had the same readership, we had the same following, there just wasn't a face to it. And so even though I'm by nature quite shy, I put myself out there because I knew that the more I put myself out there, the more opportunities my business would get.
Yeah.
But it never started off as me wanting to preen and peacock for the cameras. Like I'm really not that interested in it. And I know there are people now who are in that genre of personal style blogging, but that's not me. Like I'm a writer. I love fashion. I'm a fashion enthusiast. I majored in French and African American studies, but the African American studies part comes in where I'm documenting our fashion and style for now, while also providing people some context. We used to do a Black History Month series, but providing some context on those who came before us.
Yeah.
And so that's what I see as my role as kind of like a African American fashion historian.
Yeah.
But I think for our culture, we need to have a face to the brand, and then it has to look a certain way sometimes. And then I think we're very critical of each other.
Oh, Claire, we are the most critical. Other because there are people in comments. I have never had a white person come in a comment.
Never.
About me, about the way I look, about anything about it. It's always people who I have really put my life to serve, to empower, to inspire is Black women. And they be the most, them is the ones in the comments. I'm like, critical. Girl.
And I'll see comments about other people and they'll be like, oh, her ankle is ashy. And I'll be like, how? How did you see that? And that's why when I go on like Tamron Hall, I had, my legs were like so shiny. Because I was like, I cannot be ashy on national TV. So then you kind of overcorrect for some of these things. But it is, somebody said, I think on one of your interviews, that it's fame can be violent or something like that. They use the word violent when it came to putting yourself out there. But I will put myself out there in order to help enhance the brand, improve the business. And luckily for me, now Claire Sulmers is its own separate business where I speak on panels, I do consultations, I'm writing books, we have convos with Claire, our brunch series that's coming out again next year. So now the Claire Sulmers brand helps to fuel or works in tandem with the Fashion Bomb Daily brand, but it was never my intention from the beginning.
Because now your brand has really spawned into inclusion outside of just showing Black people in fashion and showing them in these high fashion arenas, but also body positivity has become a real marker of yours because of your own struggles in front of the camera of people being so cruel to you.
Yeah, and somebody called 2020 a time where people were woke. It was, around the pandemic.
Yeah.
They became woke. I think they called it the woke movement, where people became more aware of discrimination in fashion and just aware in general of how discriminatory and how exclusive the fashion and beauty industries have been. And so now it's celebrated, embracing a diversity of skin tones, body types.
Yeah.
And then I think with social media, the beautiful thing about it, everybody with every body type or every sort of interest can find their niche. They can find their community online.
Yeah.
And so, I'm glad that we were one of the first to be like, y'all, there's beauty and diversity. So, yeah.
I mean, now you have fashion shows that have garnered 10 million plus views. Mm-hmm. And in a world where when you started, you didn't really see yourself, and now you've become the marker of where people go to find themselves online.
Yeah, and it's so important because when I first started, I was crashing shows because I had no events to attend.
Yeah.
I would go to the museum. I would try to find places where I could get that fashion fix, but it did not. I don't think there is much in the fashion industry that is consumer facing where somebody can come to a fashion show and experience that during New York Fashion Week. Everything about Fashion Week is invite only, press, buyers, celebrities. The everyday person, even if they really wanted to, I don't think they could. And so for me, what I'm trying to do is to create what didn't exist when I was coming up. Like, what would that young Claire want? What would she need if she was coming to New York for Fashion Week? And so that's why I created the Bomb Fashion Show. And also with the Bomb Fashion Show, we have people who are, first-time designers showing at New York Fashion Week, women who have never modeled before are now modeling, so really creating opportunities and space for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have, with this brand of Fashion Bomb Daily, over the last almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years, y'all.
Almost 20 years that you've been doing this. Mm-hmm. It has evolved from more than just a blog to now you have a shop. Mm-hmm. This is where people can find the fashions that you guys are posting on your social. What is that advice that you would give to a woman or a man that's looking to you and say, wait, I want to do what you've done? What's that first step?
The first step is having faith in God, having faith in yourself and your ideas and your divine assignment.
Yeah.
Not being afraid to just do it.
Yeah.
Even if you fall on your face, even if it's imperfect, even if you get some complaints, continue to perfect and get better and better. Always to set good and high intentions. But I really believe in that divine assignment. And it's something that I speak about all the time, where if you have an idea, I feel like that is an assignment from God, and you are here to complete that assignment.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. And I think the world can discourage you all the time from doing it. It could be that comment that's like, you're ashy, or whatever the comment is. It could be that troll. It could even sometimes be a family member like, what are you doing? But I just think that you owe it to yourself, and you owe it to your divine Father to just pursue this vision and pursue it until the job is done.
Hey Vault family, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this clip, make sure to check out our full interview on our channel at Vault Empowers Talks. We don't just scratch the surface, we dive deep into the lives of some of the world's most influential leaders and change makers. Don't forget to like, to comment, and be sure to subscribe for more inspiring conversations. See you next time.